right, good day to everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Gungu of Abuja podcast. I'm still your host, Clement Anifoshi, aka Egungun of Abuja, and I have in the studio this beautiful evening our very big and most important guest, who is going to be talking to us on a very contentious and controversial topic, Japa. I will have him introduce himself, and we're diving into the discussion. Thank you very much, sir. Please, can you introduce yourself?
Thank you, Clement. Thank you for having me. It's nice being here. My name is Oluyemi Ojudu, and I'm an American returnee. I've been back from the US for about 19 to 20 years. And so I've compared the two sides of the coin, and I know which one.
Which one is better?
Yeah.
So you japad and you japaya.
Yes, I japad and I japada.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Nigerians are really japaying. Why? What's the reason for the word for the japa that Nigerians really?
Yeah, the main reason I think is people, they believe that, you're looking for a greener pasture where you can do better than you are currently doing in your current location in Nigeria. So people believe that when you leave like that to another country, in fact, people even believe living from Nigeria to Ghana can even better their lot and all that, really, not knowing, what you are going to meet where you are going. So the story is always totally different when you get there.
Wow. Wow. So when you say the story is totally different when you get there, what do you mean, sir?
Yeah, what I mean is that you are going from, certainty to an uncertainty. Uncertainty in the sense that when you get there, you don't know what you meet, you don't know what you will do there, you don't know, you only believe the stories you are hearing from people that had previously traveled. And, most of the stories we get about the Japa thing is not always true. You see a guy standing by someone else's car to take a picture and send back. And you think, oh, that guy owns that car. Or you see someone living in a shared apartment, taking different kind of pictures and sending to you.
Right.
You think, hey, the life is so good there. So people have, most of it is just, for me, I think is make believe. So the only thing that happens, only thing I support when people say they want to travel out is that, okay, I'm going for education. I want to do my master's. After my master's, I can come back and look for a better job in Nigeria.
But it doesn't seem that's the way.
But when people get there, even if you have you want to go and study, but by the time you get there and you hear different kind of story, people, in fact, it depends on where you stay when you first get to
wherever you're going to.
So who are you staying with? Who is there? What is the person doing and all that? Who start convincing you, you better get your paper before you go back home. Then getting your paper takes another maybe 5-10 years.
Wow.
Then by the time you spent that number of years, you feel, okay, what am I going back to Nigeria to do? So because the friends you left behind too, they're not just sitting down score. Come as, the friends you left behind that doesn't have a job when you were leaving, probably they got a job and start doing well. So by the time you come, you can't even
Match up with their standard.
match up with their standard. You 5 years out of your life living abroad and there's nothing to show for it. You come back to Nigeria and then you find out that some of your friends are senior people in they're not all big boys. Yeah, they're paid for it in their responsive places and all that. So it becomes an issue. Well, you have people that have spent 40 years and all that, and you come back. There are so many stories to tell around this issue of Jackpot.
But sir, some people will give a justification or a basis that that is their own destiny, that theirs was going to be different. Can you just put context or perspective?
It's just positivity. Yeah, Mr. A has gone there, he has done this, and then you believe if you get there too, it will happen. It might not. It might be a totally different story for you. You see people, medical doctors with hospitals there, their own personal staff, they have their own, houses and all that. And they sell their businesses and all that and go abroad. Then they get there, they can't pass the borders out for a year, 2 years, and 3 years. You find out they are doing menial jobs.
Wow.
for a number of years before they could even get a better job. So they get frustrated. I've seen young kids, young lads that, they live within Nigeria for education and all, and they get mixed up, in different kind of issues and all that. There was a guy I rescued, from shelter while I was in the US. I found out from my hometown and all that. I mean, he already had bipolar disease, schizophrenia, and all that. Came very young, got into so many things, taking drugs and all that. I had to rescue him to get him to be taken care of, rehabilitated, and so there are so many experiences around that. If you want to even leave the country, is something people need to sit down very well. Even married couple and all that, you need to sit down very well, and there's costs. Look at the pros and yes, the pros and cons of your living and all that. Like I used to say that if you're a lizard in Nigeria, you can't become a crocodile in another bull, another location. A lizard will still be a lizard anywhere because it's about your thinking. What have you been able to do with yourself here? Then you want to go out of is America going to change your thinking, or is going to is America going to up your standard place and all that? And that payhouse, everybody standard. If you are earning, you can earn 10, 15, $20 per hour for the next 5 years.
Wow.
And there will be no increase. So you are just paying bill day in, day out and all that. And then because it's sweet, you want to get credit card, you want to buy a new car, you want to, status symbol.
And just living on credit.
Yes, living on credit and all that. And then even when you want to come home, you swipe your credit card, buy ticket and come home. And then owed some dollars, and then people think, hey, that you have arrived. Oh, he's doing very well. So there are a lot of issues like that people need to. For me, I just advise people, if you want to go and study,
Right.
focus on the study. If you have the money to pay for the school and all that, pay for the school, focus on the study.
And not selling every of your properties here.
Don't sell your property or move out. Do get the best of the knowledge, and you can come back here and apply it.
So to our listener, I just wanted to confirm today that you're actually speaking from experience.
I left the country where I was early 2000, for my master's, and then distractions here and there. Where I go to, people started advising me, you need to get your paper and all that, and I started running. In fact, I still had, my visa still, allowed me to stay extra 2 years after my master's to work, to gain experience and all that. But before then, I was already scared, thinking, I need to get my paper. I started running up and down, trying to do so many things and all that. And then the moment you get the issue of getting paper wrong, the first try, when you didn't make it, and then they have your records, you have a record with the immigration and all that. You keep trying again. If you marry someone else or you do anything, they already know your record. They know you are just trying to get paper. So the number of years you spend on trying to get paper keeps increasing.
Wow.
Because they might never give you. We have people 15, 20 years. They don't even have proper documentation. And then when you don't have proper documentation, how do you do a job that is actually, that is a part with you that of
pay grade?
Yeah, that thing. You can get it. You're either using someone else's paper, or you are getting paid under the table, or you are, so you are never going to. So you live in a way where you even the kind of psychologically is not even good for you, because you are looking at people that are not as educated as you are, doing well, doing better job and all.
Perhaps they were just lucky.
We are just lucky, and then you are struggling. You have a lot of Nigerians in that kind of situation in UK, in US, and other countries, just struggling, running from pillar to post, trying for immigration or to catch him or.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much for that. But would you consider, or would you say that the social media euphoria is part of the things contributing to people really wanting to japa? When they see someone who travel up, just like you have just mentioned, maybe the person is just faking it, snapping beside somebody else's car and things like that, posting it on social media. Someone back in Nigeria will be like, if I also go through in less than 2 years, I'll be doing these things.
It does put to the social media is even one of the major problem, because you can go anywhere and take people and all that and send to people. And then, perception, the way people see it, they believe is just, my friend is very rich now. He has money. He just left. And then the way people calculate what you earn abroad, they will say, is there, he's earning $5,000. If you convert $5,000 to Nigeria, do you know how much that is? Big money. It's panic, no, that, not knowing that the $5,000 you are earning there, people pay almost $2,000 a month for a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom apartment.
Please tell me about it. $2,000.
Yes, for your rent. You are not even talking about the utility bills like the light, the water, the gas, and all that. So the most 80% of the salary is gone on the bill. So at the end of the day, in a month, you might not be able to even save up to $1,000.
$1,000.
You can't even save it.
And you work like you are not going to.
Yes, now, and you work so hard and all that, that if you're hardworking in Nigeria, you can still save some money.
Definitely.
You can still say go and but that season graduate. So I think for me, I think it's a matter of patience. If you have a good job, you have a job that pays your bill and all that, you can take care of your kids. If you are married, you just have to be patient and grow gradually here in this environment. Before you know it, give it 10 years, you'll be fine. Well, if you say, okay, I'm selling what I have and all that, and I'm moving abroad, give yourself 10 years and compare to your friends that
are here 10 years.
they've done better.
Because you are selling everything you've got and trying to start all over again somewhere else. While some of your friends here have nothing to sell, have no reason to sell anything, but they consistently grow for the next 10 years.
For the next 10 years. And they are, I can tell you when I left, I was in the banking industry when I left Nigeria. And then by the time I came back, a lot of my friends, they've grew in the banking industry. They've done so many things and all that, and then I was like, oh, okay. But they look at you, he's abroad, he's doing this,
like the scale is fresh.
Yes, it's not about fresh scale. What have you achieved?
So I also want to really quickly call your attention to the role of the government in this whole situation. We can't be telling the citizens, we know it's really not something that should be overly embraced by the citizens. However, we can still see that the deficiency from the angle of the government too, and the inefficiency is also contributing to the rate of Japan. So how would you describe that? Do you think the fault is just with the citizens and not the government, or you think we both have our fault in this whole issue?
Yeah, it's both ways. Government needs to provide the necessary amenities and then reassurances and all that in terms of security, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of what you need to even survive, even good education. It's another problem, when you compare the quality of education abroad to what you are getting in Nigeria, people tend to say, okay, let me just go. Let me just go. Even medical facilities, little things kill people here.
Right.
People just, okay, instead of me dying here with, let me go there and get better.
So would you also agree with me that even the death of President Buhari, former President Buhari, in a UK hospital, the lot about
it's even an embarrassment to the country if an ex-president had to go for medical treatment and then he dies there and all that. And a lot of our leaders are still the same thing.
medical tourism, and that alone is even ordinary Nigerians to use
a word blight, so many things, and all that. So you see, and when you look at that even as a young man growing up, you see people are not even your leaders, because so-called leaders are always at a little time, they are always abroad to take care of themselves. And then you see the what is currently happening now, that all the rich people are sending their kids abroad to go and study. I think and they are in charge of education here. I was at the owner of a base university. You have a university in Nigeria, and your son went abroad to study.
No, that's a slap.
It's a slap. You see, those are the things making people. So that's why you can't blame a lot of people saying that, let me buy bags and buy cakes, I just run. That this place, there is no hope. So that's what the leaders are doing to us. It's a major psychological problem, because, what will you think if is you are looking at that, growing up, seeing all of that, all of these stuff that happening around you.
Wow.
So you don't have faith in the country. You don't have, one thing I notice about other countries, all these developed countries, that the citizens have this patriotism.
Right.
They believe in their country. They believe this is my country.
No matter what.
No matter what.
I was in India in 2023, and I was on a flight from one of the cities to the other, and there's this young lady I was talking to. We were just talking on board, and I said, "Do you plan to relocate out of India someday?" He said, "No, I only want to be in India and India alone." As a Nigerian, that really got to me.
No, that's the belief. That's the
As an Indian, India is still maybe a third world country. However, still
people are really so believe so much, and then they're not even longer a third world. They are far, far, far behind. We have some, almost similar characters when it comes to cultural behaviors and some other things.
One of the companies that hosted me in India was telling me that their prime minister, when his mother was sick, he refused to use government facility and all the expensive things that the government fund or resources can afford. He refused to use that for his mom. And even when he came in, he did not even move in. He was still living in his own apartment or in his own house as the prime minister.
Yeah. You see, let me tell you, when I was in India, I've traveled to India severally on training and all that. Whenever I go there, when I take their train or any of these things, the people that maintains the train, that maintains their infrastructure, they are Indians. They are trained to take care of those facilities, take care of their own things and all that. Whereas in Nigeria, you see expats, so expatriates be the one to do. We have engineers here. You don't see them working on our trains. You don't see them working on our facilities and all that. Is it that they are not well trained? What's the problem? That we have to bring foreigners to come and take care of our facilities and all that, and do it for us. And then we have this belief that they are the only one
that can do it, and without them, there's nobody. So what happens if all the experts decide, all the equipment just
leave
all of our infrastructure, we just stop
for us?
So the fault is really not just
So there are so many. Yes, you see, the government has a lot of role to play in making sure you change the narrative
and talent stay in country.
You are talent stay in the country, compensate them well, treat them well, pay good, and then when you retire, you are getting paid good pension to take care of yourself. So because people, when people when people believe that their future is secured, is the likelihood of staying is more, is very high.
Right.
But when you think about
there's no future here.
There is no future. Is people want to live. And then where you are living to is a major uncertainty. You don't even know what you are going into. You don't know where you're going to. You don't know. In fact, you might get there. A lot of things might not work. In fact, most of the time, it doesn't work the way you plan.
You plan it too.
Because no matter if you go to UK, you go to US and all that, don't let us deceive ourselves. You are still a second-class citizen. Let them give you this citizenship thing. I'm telling you, you are a second-class citizen. See the way people are being harassed these days right now.
Exactly. Even all over the world, you're still a second-hand class citizen.
Yeah, second-class. Wherever you go, they don't treat you right. They don't treat you as if you are part of them because you are a sojourner.
But if you really look at it, the people that even make those places we are running to, they are still Nigeria. They are Nigerians. That be even one of the bedrock of such economy to our
lawyers, to our engineers, in fact, go into technology now. Nigerians abroad are doing very
fantastically well.
So why are those brains not here? Why are they not doing anything doing?
And that's why I said this topic is a very contentious topic. Because we need to really talk about why they are not here.
Well, they're not here. But you see, the blame, put the major part of the blame on government, because our government, they are not doing what they are supposed to do.
Correct,
Keep
sir.
people at home.
Correct, sir. I'm sure the listener out there could hear.
I'm telling you, government, they are not doing it. What about security?
That's really totally off.
It's off.
Totally zero.
You never can tell you when you're traveling home and you get attacked, they'll probably get killed.
Yeah, no, you're right, sir.
Or you ask to pay ransom, your people start running the state.
I was in Netherlands and I was talking to a Nigerian, like, okay, so when last have you gotten to Nigeria? I said, hey, Nigeria, where they're kidnapping everybody. Say, no, he's not as the way the media present. And I say, I did now. That's the sheriff. He said, he said, if she lands in Lagos, from Lagos where she lives inside Lagos, that she's scared. No, there was no one to come to Nigeria.
That's the story.
Now, the government really need to do a whole lot.
They need to do a lot, about the image of the country generally, even outside to our own citizens living outside the country, so that they can come back home. Because a lot of them are so scared, like you want to come back home, you are thinking, you are not even sure if you are going to go back to where you come from safely and all that. So it's a major, major, major problem. The government has a lot to do to convince us that we should stay here. And for me, my personal advice would be,
Okay.
people should still, if you have a job here
Hmm.
and you're getting paid, you are comfortable, I'm really comfortable, stay. Just keep, keep house, whatever,
Developing yourself.
develop yourself, you will grow. It's just a gradual process, growth, it should be gradual, but people, look at it like, culturally we compare ourselves a lot. You compare Mr. A to Mr. B, this, run your own race and you will get to where your destination.
That is not, it's not the same.
It's not the same, so, but if you think Mr. A has traveled at today days, and then maybe within 2-3 years he bought a car, sent home, and all that, I think by the time you get there too, it will be the same. What if it's not the same? It also, yes, because some people move because of the family. You ended up getting abroad and you lose the family. You even lose your wife sometimes.
And that happens a lot in any community.
In the Nigerian community, you see the rate of violence and all that. The kids are no longer listening to you. Your wife wants to do her own thing, and then you have problems.
Why do you have to just go through all that?
And then why do you need to go through all of that? So people need to look at the pros and cons and all that before they make that decision.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. It's been a very great time, inspiring time with you, and I'm sure our listeners have been inspired. You can pick one or two, even though if they will still, I'm sure a lot of people who watching now will still say, "Hey, I will still have to go. Let me go." I'm going to say,
Let me go and tell you I want to come back and
please wish them all the best. However, the advice is that if you are doing averagely comfortable, you are averagely comfortable here and you are doing averagely well, just stay and do and grind.
and yeah,
I mean, there's always hope, because I mean I see that if you are doing it 2, 3, 4, 5 years, people will get to know that this is what you are doing. People will think about you for opportunity.
create a niche for yourself.
Exactly, and that's something that even I personally can actually confirm. And of course, our guest also can confirm that. Thank you so much once again for coming, sir. Like I said, it's to be continued. We still have a lot we need to talk about.
There's a
I here
that you can discuss for this stuff.
where are the talents not here?
Yeah, earlier, where were people living?
Thank you so much once again, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for the next time to another next time episode on Egungun of Abuja. Stay motivated, stay safe. Bye.
Bye.